baking because you're sad, check. Roxanne, all she wanna do is party all night, but she can't. Roxanne, because she's been sad, but it's alright. Sup, it's Sydney, and I'm in dire need of a therapy session and sugar, so guess what we're gonna be doing today? I don't really know what you're going to be gaining from this transaction, but you can just put it on your resume and say, helped Sydney through hard times. You're welcome. I feel like these videos are helpful to you guys because it helps you understand more about me, but then I also talk about my problems, and I think that a lot of you guys have experienced similar things in your lives, and I think it kind of validates a problem whenever someone else has it. Plus, it's very beneficial for me to have this sort of talking video because I get to talk about my feelings, and it forces me to do so for content, and I'm normally very bad about talking about my feelings, and then I just kind of let them all build up, and then one day I just explode. And I'm not trying to be Mount St. Helens anymore, so let's get to baking. By that I mean sugar cookies, not drugs. I asked you guys on my Instagram for some topics that you wanted me to talk about. I'm not going to display any of your names just because I feel like this is a little bit more personal. The first one is, how's your mental health right now on a scale of 1 to 10? To be quite honest, my mental health is not great. I don't really know why I'm doing this in my room. I think I like to make things more complicated for myself for no reason. And now there's egg in my hand. Me, life. That's how it's been going recently. As I was saying, since I got my concussion and since the semester started, I just haven't really been feeling like myself. I don't know which of those factors it is. Maybe a combination of both. I feel like every quality that I felt good about before is now having the reverse effect on my brain, and I feel like I'm just bothering people all of the time. I just feel like whenever I have my problems or something going on that I can't really share with other people because I know that they have their own problems, and I feel like I'm being a burden to someone else by sharing how I feel. I'm really just not where I want to be mentally. I think it's definitely been showing with YouTube too. Even this video right now, I feel like I'm not being funny, and I feel like I'm not being entertaining, and I feel like not really that no one cares, but I feel like I'm letting you guys down by not being my best self right now. I got a lot of questions about my relationship, which was not shocking to me at all. I know that everyone is really excited that I'm in a relationship, and like, me too, sis, who would have thought? But I feel like sometimes it can be a little frustrating because now that you guys know that I have a boyfriend, I feel like all of my comments are just flooded with, we want to see stuff with your boyfriend, and where's your boyfriend, and tell us who your boyfriend is. And I get that everyone's excited, but it kind of makes me feel a little bit unwanted. I feel stupid even saying that because I know that's not your intention at all, and I do want to show him in future videos, but I just want to have it be normal. Sharing someone just puts a lot of pressure on the relationship as it is, and I want to do so when I'm ready and when we both feel comfortable, because not only is it pressure for the relationship, but it's also pressure on my boyfriend because the internet can be kind of mean sometimes. I've done this for long enough to build thick skin, so when someone comments you're ugly, I'm just like, but that's not true for everyone. And I know even having my friends on my channel sometimes, like we did our meal points video last year whenever I had to spend all of my meal points or they would just go to waste, and it got a lot of views, which was great, but that meant it went outside of my little subscriber bubble. It was a lot easier for me to just brush those comments off than it was for my friends who were being called the mean girls in high school when people from the internet don't really know them at all, and that's not true. So what I'm trying to say here is it's not even really you guys. You guys are just excited about the relationship, and that's completely understandable, but some people just don't get us like we get us, okay? And so I don't really want to subject someone who means a lot to me to that form of criticism for no reason unless they're ready and I'm ready and we both just feel like doing it. What I can tell you about him is that he's a very sweet boy, and I know normally men ain't shit, but he's kind of like the shit. I don't want to speak out of turn or get ahead of myself here, because normally whenever someone tweets about how great their relationship is, they quote the tweet like a week later and are just like, JK, he sucks. Let's get these bad boys cooking, you know what I'm saying? Oh Jesus, it's hot. While those are cooking up, we might as well keep going with this whole therapy thing. So, how do you feel about YouTube right now? Honestly, I haven't been feeling too great about YouTube lately because, for one, I just haven't been posting that much, which is very unlike me. But like I said, I just haven't been acting like myself recently. But also just because not posting as much has made me realize how unstable YouTube is. And I knew this from the beginning, but it's just a lot harder to see in practice. On YouTube, sometimes I just need a little bit of a break, and then there's other times where all I want to do is post videos and I just want to keep churning them out. But YouTube doesn't really support that inconsistency. I really try to not get caught up in the numbers, but I think whenever my mental state is already kind of beaten down, seeing that doesn't exactly cheer me up either. No! May or may not have made the fire alarm go off, but where were we? YouTube can be a hard job to have when you are not in your best mental state. And when you are in a good mental state, it's like the best job to have. So I'm just trying to fall back into the groove of things because I know YouTube can make me really happy and it is my creative outlet. But I think right now I just need to focus on myself a little bit. And then from focusing on myself, better things will be coming. But I just need to not force myself into making videos when I don't feel my best. I got a lot about the car accident too. An update with that, my car obviously was totaled. She's freaking dead.
Oh my fucking god, she fucking dead.
But we were finally able to get a new one. It was a really long process, but I got a 2015 RAV4, so we moved up 1 year. As far as like mental effects from that, I just think that my brain has kind of been off and a little bit weird since having my concussion. And like, I guess that's kind of what happens. I just, once again, don't know if why I feel so off is a product of that or if it's a product of other things. And I think not knowing is not really helping me solve it as well. So I really wish my brain would just chill out. It's raining, it's yucky, it's gloomy, and I just feel like I need a little fun in my life. Or should I say, funfetti. Let's pretend that never happened. Someone just generally asked about mental health and what my thoughts are on that recently. I feel like when it comes to mental health, I am the biggest advocate for everyone else, and then it's my own mental health and I'm like, for whatever reason, I just kind of shame myself for wanting help sometimes, and I view myself as weak whenever I need that, but whenever other people need that, I'm 100% there for them, and I don't see them as weak at all. I see them as strong for asking for help, and I realize that I'm being completely hypocritical to myself, but for some reason, I just can't stop doing that, and I think it's just taking a big toll on me all the time. A lot of people asked why I've been so stressed out now specifically. I think it's a culmination of things, but one of the main things that I think kind of set me over the edge a little bit is I was recently elected as president, we call it captain, but it means the same thing, of my Thon organization very suddenly. Thon is a 46-hour dance marathon held at Penn State, and it's actually the largest run student philanthropy in the entire world. It's a really big deal. Last year, Thon raised $10.6 million. Thon raises money for kids suffering from pediatric cancer, and it helps their family. It helps pay for their medical bills so that they don't have to pay anything for that. And then it also helps them emotionally, and we do really great things with our Thon families and for the kids to make them feel comfortable while they're battling such a terrible thing. But in December, I interviewed and got the position to be president for Thon 2021. so not this Thon. But then a lot of stuff happened, and the two people who were in charge ended up stepping down, and they just kind of threw me into the role because they needed someone to fill it, and I was more than happy to. But it has just caused a lot of stress. So whenever I was kind of thrown into this role, I wasn't given all of the necessary information that I needed in order to make the transition really smooth. For the past 2 weeks, I've had meetings with so many random Thon people and executives and just trying to get everything in order. I think it's all gonna come together and be okay. It's just a lot of pressure because I have such a limited time to get everything in order before Thon weekend, which is in like less than 3 weeks or something. And also it's kind of been taking away my time that I would normally put into other things, and now I feel like I'm kind of falling behind, but everything will be fine. Probably. Speaking of Thon, I don't mean to make this weird, I don't know, but I mean, I consider you guys my friends and I would ask my friends to donate, so I'll put the link down below if you feel like donating. All of the money that is raised and on this page goes straight to Thon and the 4 Diamonds Fund and these kids who are battling cancer to pay for their medical bills and to provide emotional support. But if you were interested in donating, I don't want to pressure you guys or anything. I just figured that I'd ask. I'll leave the link down below, and really anything would be greatly appreciated because these kids need it way more than I do, and seeing their little faces during Thon weekend makes me the happiest person in the world, and I'm just really excited. And even though it's really stressful right now, that's the main goal of Thon, and that's what I'm really trying to do in these next few weeks. I just realized that I accidentally made this into a gender reveal party. Although being pregnant would be the perfect explanation for why my brain has been acting up, that's just not it, folks. I'm just acting up. What do you think the meaning to our existence is? That's where we draw the line. If I start to ponder that, I might start crying, and I feel like this has been a good talk between us. Even though it's just me talking to myself, whatever, it's been helpful. If you didn't like this video, I completely understand because I know it wasn't my typical content, but I'm really grateful for the people who are allowing me to talk about this stuff because I think it was really helpful for me, and I will be making other videos ASAP. Like, I have plans and hopefully my brain will cooperate. I really want to get back into the groove of things because it really does make me happy, and now I'm just rambling on, but new stuff will be coming soon. I love you guys so much, and bye.